Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that speaks to divorced women to help them become a better version of themselves. Various topics will be spoken upon, such as personal development, relationships, health and wellness, wealth building, and children. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. The show will be hosted by the lovely speaker, author, and transitional divorce coach, Kalima, aka Lady K. Now for your host, Lady K. Hello, ladies. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat. I am your host, Lady K, and today's topic is going to be him. Can you forgive him? Ladies, can you forgive the man you once exchanged vows with and you really thought, it was going to be until death do you part? And due to, your circumstances, you're now headed to divorce court or you have been in divorce court. So I know, there's a lot of emotions that's going on inside and, how you're feeling about him. But, at the bottom line is like, can you forgive him? Now, I don't know how long it's going to take for you to forgive him, but I'm going to tell you that forgiveness is needed. In order for you to move on in your new season, you need to forgive. That is a requirement. It's a requirement to grow. It's a requirement to move on. It's a requirement for you to do better and also to feel better about yourself. Because I just want to let you know, and a lot of people get this twisted. They think, oh, if I forgive him, he get away with it. Forgiveness is not for the other person. The forgiveness is for you. I want you to be a better version of yourself. I want you to grow and I want you to learn. So forgive. And I'm actually going to give you some steps on how you can implement forgiveness. Okay? So my first step is acknowledge the pain. Sometimes it's hard to admit you've been hurt, during some intensifying the feelings, but you won't be able to work through the pain until you admit you're hurt. And then sometimes too, tears, that's a good indicator that something is wrong. So sometimes when you feel you see yourself crying and you're like, well, why am I crying and what's wrong with me? Nothing. You are a human being and it's okay. So acknowledge your pain. It's healthy, because that's the first step. So the second step is think through the pain. And this is be honest about how you feel. You should not think you shouldn't feel that way. A lot of people say, oh, I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be mad. I shouldn't feel that way. It's okay. Again, we are human beings. Admit that you did not like what happened to you. Admit that you didn't like the way you were treated. And if you need to, and if you need to really get it out and you don't want to talk to nobody about it, write it down. Start a journal. It's okay. So think through the pain, ladies. Now, this third step might be a little bit hard, but I want to put this in perspective for you. So, please consider it. So the third step is put yourself in the shoes of that person, of that man who betrayed you. Think about how he was raised. Think about, again, his upbringing. Think about his past behaviors. Think about all of that. Think about like, okay, and again, I don't want you to say that, okay, to justify his behavior because it wasn't right, whatever the way, however you were treated. But I just want you just to think about it. Like, because honestly, I'm just being realistic with you. If you was dating or you was married to a narcissist, well, what do you think you're going to get at the end? They're gonna treat you like they're the victim, and they're gonna always point the finger to you. So sometimes I want you just to think like out the box, because I know sometimes, ladies, when we're in love or when we're caught up, we tend to neglect some things. We kind of saw the red flags and we ignore them. So I'm not justifying his behavior, but when you ignore those red flags and then some things come about, some circumstances come about, then you're about why he acting this way, because deep down inside you knew, but you plan to deal with it. Now, when it comes to abuse, physical abuse, I do not condone that. It is not your fault that person is putting their hands on you. So if you are getting a divorce because of abuse, I'm happy you got yourself out. That was step number one. But I don't want to go too deep into abuse. That's going to be a different subject. But abuse, run. But at the same time too, ladies, just recognize some of the things that we saw and that we chose to ignore because we were so in love and we love that person. And then again too, sometimes put yourself in a place where you might have did something wrong and now you want someone to forgive you. So that's my step number 4. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but it's my step number 4 is remember that God forgave you. God forgave you. If you are a Christian, remember, God love is so big. He let his son die for our sins. And part of that is forgiveness. So forgive, ladies. Forgive because God forgave you. That is a commandment that God gave us. Step number 6, let go of the pain. Now that you have gone through the stages, I mentioned, it's like now you have time to let it go. Do not keep playing the scenario over and over in your head, because when you do that, you allow yourself to get sad and angry again. And then sometimes you go into a rage and you don't want that. So at this step, you should be able to say, you know what, I'm going to let it go. And also, too, I want to remind you, when you let go of the pain, that does not mean, you're letting that person off the hook. It just pretty much mean that, you're just taking this weight off your shoulder. Okay? So, ladies, let go of the pain. And the last step that I want to give to you is pray. Pray for the one who hurt you. It may be impossible to restore the relationship, but continue to pray for them. The relationship is not going to be the same. It may change. Sometimes in the beginning, it's really hard. And, every time when they do something to you, because I even did this to even my ex-husband, in the beginning, it was not easy. And, I felt some type of way, but I had to really pray for him. And you know what, too? Pray for yourself. Ask God to help you to get through this. So you're going to pray for you and you're going to pray for him. And those are the steps that I say that you can take to help you get through, your forgiveness season. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Allow yourself some time. You're going through the emotions. It's achievable. It's very achievable. It just takes time. So, ladies, That's all I have for today for him. Just think about the stuff that I just shared about. Let it resonate in your spirit. Take some time for you. And I thank you for tuning in with Lady K Chat. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Lady K Chat. And K is spelled Kay. And you can also visit my website at www.ladykcoaching.com. Have a great day, ladies. Lady K.